What's good, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of the Jayson Estrera podcast, where we talk about basketball as accurate as possible. Hey, my guy Elijah getting started early. What's good, Elijah? What a freaking lame King Dookie, LeButt boy. Terrible commercial, terrible. I am not entertained. Hey, and you know what? I gotta give you your credit, bro. I gotta give you your credit because I feel like you do a really great job of identifying your bias, but also calling shit out like it is. So and you know, I mean, I've appreciated you for for other shit too. But I really do appreciate you for being like that, man. I think a lot of fans need to be more like yourself. Because if somebody saw the shit that you were saying, they wouldn't think that you was arguing with Black Canadian just a couple months ago. Hey, if somebody read all the shit that you were saying right now, they wouldn't believe that you was arguing with Black Canadian just a couple months ago. So you're a real one for that, man. I held my breath and passed out. Went to the hospital waiting for that. No bullshit, bro. Why he did that? Why he did that, man? We gonna get into all of that shit. Man. We got a lot. Truthfully, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if it's because I've had like this. I don't know if I've had like this sickness bug. I don't know what the fuck going on. But like for the last 2 weeks, I've been dealing with some shit. I finally feel like I'm getting over it. But I woke up this morning, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck are we gonna talk about today? I genuinely was like, what the fuck are we gonna talk about today? And then here we are. It's gonna be, I feel like this might be just like Monday or some shit where I felt the same way. I didn't know what we were going to talk about. And then 2.5 hours later, right, I'm just over here yapping. But yeah, we're going to be talking all about the LeBron shit. We're going to be talking all about that stuff today. But honestly, before we even get to that, excuse me, let's get into some plays, man. Let's get into some plays because the NBA is right around the corner. If you haven't been on Tulip Plays, if you haven't followed Tulip Plays, he just dropped the video, a short. He's super excited for the season, and so am I. And honestly, with plays like this, there's no way you're not excited for NBA basketball as well. Your boy Cade Cunningham, Elijah. Your boy Cade Cunningham did his best Michael Jordan impression. Let's take a look at this shit.
Did I say athleticism too? Oh my goodness.
Dog, that's crazy.
That was big time right there from Tobias Harris.
That's
Cade Cunningham with the athletics finish. Other side of the
That's a crazy lay.
Offhand. This is beautifully done. Look at this, folks.
And then this courtside angle is even more insane.
That's insane.
But then we go to the Denver Nuggets versus Toronto.
So, what do you guys think the type of season that Cade is about to have? And then this is just Jokic doing Jokic shit. So let's take a look at this.
Over to Watson. Watson looking to feed it to Jokic. It's Barnes on Jokic.
Bro, like, this shouldn't be allowed, though. He knew he was going to pass this shit right here. I genuinely believe he knew he was going to pass this shit right here.
It's Barnes on Jokic. Look at the pass. The three doesn't go.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, he's a marvel to watch.
Hey, that motherfucker walked into the game looking like Gru from Despicable Me, and then hits passes like that, drop 40 on your favorite. He don't make sense. Like, he genuinely does not make sense, man. Like, unbelievable. But I am so excited for this season. I am super, super excited for this year. I think we're about to have another really good season. I thought last year was great. But I really do think that next, this upcoming year, we are going to have an absolute banger of a season. So I'm really, really excited for that. And honestly, I'm telling you, they need the marketing team to make him his own Detroit version of the Dos Equis guy. I mean, brother, do they even have drinkable water in Detroit? Are you asking them to have a marketing team? Honestly, I think Cade right now, really just, he's a prisoner of his team, right? I think there's a good chance that the Detroit Pistons are, I wouldn't say a good chance, but there's a chance that they're good again this year, and it all falls on Cade Cunningham's shoulders. Losing Dennis Schroeder is massive. Malik Beasley, massive. But if Cade can somehow step his game up another level, it could potentially offset some of the things that they're lacking. But that boy nice, man. I watched it firsthand from in that series against the Knicks. And it kind of felt like one of those situations where he needs to just start taking over. Like it's starting to feel like he needs to start saying, fuck everybody. Fuck all this shit. All y'all motherfuckers play defense. Shoot the ball when you open. If not, I'm taking it. That would be my message to him. Hey, man, listen. This all falls on you, bro. You go get you 35 a game, and y'all make the playoffs. If not, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up because those are two big pieces that they're missing at the guard position. But I'm really excited. But speaking of a young, a potential young star in the league, Cooper Flagg made his NBA debut yesterday. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Sorry. And granted, he was obviously in summer league. But this is the first time we are seeing him on the floor against all pros. Right, against all pros. So that was massive. Let's take a look at this right here, though. Let's take a look at this right here.
Here's Isaiah Joe giving it up to Jalen Williams, and that is a block shot by Cooper Flagg.
Let's go. From the weak side. I like that. Oh.
And running the floor, AD finishes from D'Lo. Dagnall's team turns it over. Well,
from the weak side.
Stack, Harp.
From the weak side. Very alert by Flagg.
And a challenge at the rim on the shot by Derek Lively. It's turned away. Anthony Davis secured the offensive rebound. And now a drive into the paint by Flagg. A pass for a reverse jam.
I will say, the one thing I really do like about Cooper Flagg's game, the ball very rarely sticks in his hands. Which, for a young player, especially nowadays, right? A lot of players now want to get the ball and at least dribble that motherfucker one time. And I ever since college, I feel like even in high school, very quick decision maker, gets the ball out of his hands. He's either going to shoot, attack, or pass the ball. And those things are things that he decides within, a split second, it feels like, more often than not. So let's take a look. Let's keep on watching this.
The game is his third. Going to attack off the dribble. Good defender in Casey Wallace. And Powell is there, cutting off the ball, as we know the veteran Dwight Powell can do so well. Fair degree of pain. There's the Flagg assist a moment ago. Draws the eyes of three defenders and finds. Nice. Flagg brought it up the floor. Goes to PJ for a finish and a foul. chance for a three-point play after this timeout. We'll see Washington shoot the free throw. We have
graduated from here. My son just graduated from TCU, so this place means a lot to me, and it's certainly.
He's hoping, man.
Well, certainly a lot of lottery luck. First time the Mavericks had ever moved up in the lottery, and now we'll see Flagg shoot and knock
That's
down.
what we like to see, right? He's going to have to be able to hit that outside shot. Especially, honestly, I don't want to say earlier on in his career, but it'll really make his transition into the NBA and his ability to have success. He'll have a lot of a higher chance to be successful if he can hit that jumper on a consistent basis, which obviously we'll have to see.
Three-point.
There we go.
We'll see all that had to happen, Coach.
18 that time. He has come from Washington State, kind of an under-recruited guy, and they kind of blossomed and took off after that.
Well, Flagg has come to life here with 10 points now in the second quarter.
I want to look at two things right here. This shot is one.
Three.
I don't want to slow this down. Right? Because I'm trying to see the counters he could potentially have, which could lead to the success that he could have in this league, right? I'm assuming they're going to run a lot of this, right? I think they might have a little bit of a short leash on D'Angelo Russell, depending on how he's playing, which means Cooper Flagg is going to have the ball in his hands, I think, a lot more than we expect. Klay Thompson has never been a ball-dominant playmaker, point of attack kind of guy. So it's going to really end up falling on Cooper Flagg, if I'm being honest. And they're probably going to use Anthony Davis in these high pick-and-roll situations which, if you really think about it, right? You have two of the bigger players on the court that are going to be playing in two-man situations, which means they'll be dragging the bigger players out. What are you going to do? Are you going to put a smaller guy on Cooper Flagg? I just don't think that's super ideal. We saw how that went for Cason Wallace. But this right here is what I like, right? I think he obviously steps into the shot. But I'm seeing a Hezzy. If this guy steps up, he can get right around them. He's shown an ability to make this pass. So with Derek Lively here and, floating around the dunker spot, anytime a big steps up on him, I think he can get around him, get a good pass to Derek Lively. If this guy rotates and Wallace has to drop, Klay Thompson will have an open shot either on the wing or in the corner. I like this scenario for the Dallas Mavericks. If they can get in this scenario consistently throughout the season, I think Cooper Flagg will be able to generate a lot of good shots. Also, if this guy steps up, right, and he has to, the reality is, you have to kind of force Cooper Flagg to hit the shot, because if he does step up, right, Anthony Davis can now slip this, right, and now you got two bigs against one big down here. And it just causes a ton of issues, right? It just causes a ton of issues for the defense. And he steps into the shot and knocks it down again, right? Teams are going to have to adjust if he starts hitting it. And I think he can, get around them. He can have a little short jumper, floater, alley-oop, or a corner shot over here for Klay. Klay Thompson done. He doing anything now like Meg. That's what we doing. I thought that was fantastic. And then I wanted to bring it to this first play, right? I think this shows the impact that Cooper Flagg can have immediately in the season, right? His ability to cover ground in this scenario. I think teams and players are going to learn. You got to treat him like a regular player. You can't. This shot is not going to work. You're going to have to get into his chest. You're going to have to get into his body if you're going to finish. And obviously, NBA players will be able to do that. And we'll see how Cooper Flagg adjusts to that. But just seeing this and reacting the way that he did as quickly as he did, is great. But the other part, Pookie was good, Derpy. Was good. Was good, Derpy. But the other thing that I loved also, right, because he obviously hit 2 threes in the second quarter. But I love how he's filling the lane. It's something very small. A lot of players now, they're just going to go run straight to the left corner. And I love the fact that he is giving D'Angelo Russell options, right? Obviously, this goes to Anthony Davis, but if for whatever reason this gets clogged up, Derek Lively is here, so they have to keep these guys honest. He could have gotten a shot here too if they overcommitted to this left side, to this side of the floor. So I just love his ability to just play basketball. A lot of guys would have ran to this corner and been fucking useless. But attacking the rim, he's here for an offensive rebounding opportunity, or he could have gotten a dunk or anything, right? So I love that awareness from this kid. And again, we've talked about him constantly being in attack mode, him constantly trying to get to the rim. And I think this is just the way he sees the game. This is his natural instinct, is to get to the basket. And I think that'll go a very long way for him. 2 more days. The hype is killing me. Hey, I bet it is. Hey, I bet it is. That's crazy. So I really wanted to talk about what is realistic for Cooper Flagg. I think the main part is defense, right? The main part is defensively. LeBron is a clown. Yeah, we gonna talk about it, Bruce. We gonna talk about Bruce. He was definitely showing some clown behavior. What's good, Bruce? How you liking Cooper Flagg's debut? How's everybody liking Cooper Flagg's debut? I think this kid is going to be pretty good, man. There's a lot of people that are, I feel like as time has gone on over this summer and going into the season, I've seen a lot more people doubting him. Earlier on, during the draft and whatnot, there was a lot of hype. He's going to be great. He's going to be this, that, and the third. As time has gone on, I think a lot more people are doubting him. I think he's going to be just fine. I think the thing about him, right? Preseason, I want to see him in the playoff. He's a rookie, Bruce. He's a rookie. I do think when you have a player like a Cooper Flagg, he's a willing passer, right? Plays defense. Those 2 factors go a long way. If you're a willing passer and you commit to the defensive end, vets will be a lot more likely to trust you. Vets will be a lot more likely to feature you. And I really do think that those things go a very long way. Magic was a rookie, won Finals MVP. All the greats were rookies. I mean, did Mike get to the playoffs in his Oh, no, he did get to the playoffs. No, he didn't get to the playoffs his rookie year. Brian didn't get to the playoff his rookie year. Kobe didn't get to the playoffs in his rookie year. I see what you're saying. I don't think that's the be-all, end-all. And I'm sure you know that, right? I'm sure you know that. I think you just want to see him in the playoffs. But I really do think this kid is gonna be just fine. And seeing him against NBA players, I think obviously in high school and in college, he looked like a much bigger player. In the NBA, he looks a little bit more of an average player in terms of size, if I'm being honest. But I do think if he could stay active on defense, fill the lanes correctly, I think D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, they're all going to look for this kid. And if you have the vets and the stars on the team looking for you, I think they could really help contribute to making his stats and his numbers look very, very good. And I think though all of those things are positives. The biggest question mark for me, it really is his jump shot. Right? Can he hit that three on a consistent basis? Is he gonna be a midi guy? Is he not? Like we really gotta see how he develops into the year. But I think he has a really solid foundation for a rookie in this league. I really, really do. I really, really do. I think his athleticism, and this is you know, it's funny because I was thinking about this. Have you guys seen the trend online where you know, people like wives will go to their husband and be like, "Oh, do you wish you were an athlete?" And everyone starts getting mad offended. Everyone starts getting offended when they get asked if you're an athlete. And or the question is, do you wish you were athletic? And it's relative, right? I think Cooper Flagg, compared to other NBA players, might not be the athlete that he looked like in high school and college. But I do think his size, IQ can carry him over the top if he keeps improving in those spaces. I would like to say jumpers improve, but not for everyone. I don't question him. I like him. Yeah, but you know, you gotta think though, Elijah. If guys are able to sag off of him, right, his ability to get into the lane is gonna be it'll really hurt his ability to get into the lane, right? So he's gonna have to hit, you know, jumpers to force guys to come up on him so he can get around them and not have to be dribble to get around somebody, right? So we'll see. I like his pickup on his jumpers, on his pull-ups. I like his game, man. I think his game looks really fucking good, man. I really, really do. So obviously, we gotta sit here and see a lot more, right? We gotta see a lot more from him. It's not. Yeah, I don't even think. I'll be honest. I don't even think the rookie of the year is a lock. What's the rookie from the Spurs? Carter Bryant. I like that kid too. That kid is hey, let me tell you, that kid is nice also, man. Let me pull him up. Let's see. Where is this guy? Let me find this. Y'all. I think this Carter Bryant kid looks pretty good too, man. And he was singing. You doing all that shit? I think this kid looks pretty good, bro.
Promising impression in his preseason debut.
Fuck, I'm not trying to listen to this motherfucker. This kid's got good size. Defense is good. I'm seeing a bunch of videos on him communicating on defense and on offense. So, you know, I think we got some good promise from these guys. You know, right here being patient. right here being patient. Luke Cornett is a very solid big in this league. So we'll see. You know, they might have one here. Hey man, the Spurs might have one here. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. The Spurs might have one for real, bro. I mean, come on. I mean, come the fuck on, bro. That's nice. He just can't let his mom dress him anymore. Hey, listen, bro. Sometimes we forget how young these cats are. Sometimes we just forget. But this guy looks pretty good also. So I think there is a ton of upside in this league. I'm a fan, man. I think the NBA is trending in a good direction. But you know, before we get into, you know, all of these young cats, I think it's important that we take a look at another young player that's trying to take a step into greatness, and that is Anthony Edwards. So this was a little while back that Shams had posted. So let's take a look at this.
Shams, what are you hearing in terms of the development of Ant's game this offseason?
So, Malika, last offseason, the big focus for Anthony Edwards was the three-point shot. He spent a lot of time working on that, increasing the volume. Then he goes and ends up leading the league in three-pointers made last season. But again, for the second straight year, another quick exit in the Western Conference Finals. That's left him back at the drawing board, trying to figure out how can he round out his game. So I've been told this offseason, Anthony Edwards' #1 focus, a new area of development, and that's the post-up game, the mid-post, the high post, low post, establishing a mid-range game, and the fadeaway shot from the post, a la Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. I'm told he's been watching a lot of tape of Kobe and MJ, studying their game and how they were able to get the shot off from the post-up game. And my understanding is Minnesota believes this part of his game potentially will become a go-to element, especially as games stagnate down the stretch, get slower, particularly come playoff time. So Anthony Edwards has understood he needs to take the next step in his game if this team is going to take the next step, and that's why he's been in that Minnesota Timberwolves facility since June. But that mid-range shot, that post-up game, that fade away from the post like MJ and Kobe, that could very well be a big part of his repertoire this season.
You say
Like, I think it's going to be
last year, the Pacers won both
Oh shit! I just realized because I'm telling you, bro, my allergies been so bad. I muted up when I blew my nose. But what I was saying was, I think last year Julius Randle was a lot better. I know the ball still dies in Julius Randle's hands, but I feel like last year he was making a lot more quick decisions. He was getting off the ball. He was making plays. And even in the isolations when he was shooting, he was getting to it a lot quicker than, let's say, on the New York Knicks. And I think if Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle can continue that, like I said, you can only play to your strengths, right? If you're an isolation guy, you're not going to turn into Reggie Miller, Klay Thompson, or Steph Curry all of a sudden, right? Are there elements of their game that you could take and add to yours, but you're not going to make a complete 180 and be a totally different player? So you can't completely go away from the things that you do well. I think what they can do and be better at is, what did I say about Cooper Flagg? Make quick decisions, get off the ball quickly. You either shoot, attack, or pass, right? Those are going to be your three options consistently. And if you make a decision in a short amount of time, I think it doesn't take away from your team as much. And to be honest, to take the next step, I'll be honest, I feel like Anthony Edwards does need to, he needs to start really, really scoring and putting pressure on these teams. So let's take a look at this.
For them, including an overtime win at Target Center, and that's knocked away by Mathurin. He's drawing the assignment.
Hey, showing the fadeaway already. I think team ball for Ant is just not playing hero ball. Don't try to respond to a run with a hog shot. I will say though, if he can get downhill a lot more, and ironically, you know, we were giving him. Let me go full screen for this. We gave him a lot of shit last year, right, Elijah? We gave him a lot of shit last year for the 3-pointers. And he led the league in it, right? Shot 40%, which is phenomenal. Ironically enough, this could work, right? Because now teams have to really step up on him on the 3-point shot. If he can use his speed and athleticism to get around guys, because guys are going to be trying to run him off of that 3-point shot, it actually might open up the mid-range for him by a lot. Imagine imagine he's setting up for a 3, guys are running at him. He don't need to do his little dribble combo. He could just get by and shoot pull-ups. So we'll see how it works. We'll see how it actually plays out during the season. But ironically enough, it might work, even though we hated it last year.
Edwards.
This is what they need more of. And this is exactly what I'm talking about right here. Guys, teams, and players will be playing him for the 3.
Chris, that speaks for it.
So it's on him. And what have I been saying for the last week, Elijah? What have I been saying for the last week or so? If guys are lifted above the 3-point line, just go backdoor. Right? So in this situation, ball's in the corner, right? Rudy's trying to set this pick. And what does he do? He just backdoors
You
it.
win 1,000 games in this business.
And gets an easy layup. And for Anthony Edwards, if they can do a lot more of this in this season, get him a lot more easier buckets, I think it'll lessen some of those isolation ball stopping plays. I love this right here. I love this right here. Everything don't have to be ISO. Everything don't have to be dribble into a fadeaway. We could still play we could still play some traditional basketball, y'all. So I love that right here.
You have done one whale of a job, and Rick is as good as anybody.
And I think guys are going to be taking advantage of that this year. Whenever defenders are lifted above that 3-point line, if you are not backdooring that motherfucker, you are hurting your team.
As a free agent.
Where
right
is this,
down Steve.
There's this Randall shot that I really
another
like.
how advanced from in the NBA.
This is you know, one of those Julius Randle isolations, and obviously they're going to have them. You know, they're gonna have
over
them.
the last 2 years.
Well, how many dribbles is
tonight
this?
with McDaniels out and another
That's
3 from
dribbles.
in the NBA.
1
over the last 2
and he's going already.
years.
3.
You played in
4.
many a playoff series.
5.
How advantageous is that for this group to have that kind of?
How you don't double is beyond me, bro. how they're not doubling this is beyond me. You cannot let one of the better isolation scorers in the NBA have 5 dribbles. That should just not be a thing. Especially
a playoff.
Like, they got all the bases covered right now. Maybe Nembhard shouldn't have been the one to double, in my opinion. I think Nesmith needs to double in this because they have the backside covered. You have, you know, you got the dunker covered. Matherin could either get out to Anthony Edwards or Naz Reid, which, by the way, this is shit. Which, by the way, this is shit spacing right here.
How advantageous is that for this group to have that kind of experience?
See, I'm brain dead, bro. I'm over here. L streamer today, bro. L streamer today. L streamer today.
Playoff series. How advantageous?
I'm telling you, y'all, I'm not in the right headspace.
Just is that for this group to have that kind of played in many out?
All right, I'm gonna play this out one more time. Who do we think should have helped out on this? That's one. No, he already dribbled a bunch before then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, dog. Like we cannot be letting great offensive players, isolation players, get 5 dribbles in the post like this. This motherfucker went. This motherfucker went from. He went from all the way out in the corner, all the way over here. That should not be a thing. Like, I truly don't think that, especially once Naz Reid does this, you just send Nesmith. Just send Nesmith or send Nembhard and you just rotate. I think Nesmith probably would have been the better option to double this play. Because he has more size and athleticism. I think Nembhard would have probably fouled his ass. Honestly, Nesmith probably would have fouled him too, now that I'm thinking about it, after watching the finals last year. But just a great move by Julius Randle. Just a great move by Julius Randle right here. Again, I think he's done a much better job. I think he's really improved in that department of just better decision making. I don't know about eat the matchup alive. But I'm just like, you know what he's trying to do in that scenario. And I don't think that really matters whether you're a great defender or not, because as we've seen, basketball has been going on long enough, right? For people to know great offense beats great defense all day of the week. Right? Because you are reacting to somebody, and you know, in this scenario, you know exactly what Julius Randle is trying to get to. Right? Julius Randle is not dribbling the ball more than 3 times and isn't trying to score. Let's just keep it a buck, right? Let's just keep it a buck. If he dribbling that much, he's trying to score. So what is this? I think this is going to be another scenario that the Timberwolves are going to be in a lot this season. You know, there was a lot of conversations about Anthony Edwards and being able to handle blitzes all last season.
And 2 of those.
And so they tried blitzing him right here.
Those 4 losses.
You've got to step up, brother. This is atrocious. Hey,
We're to the.
this is such a lack of communication between these two right here, right? What have we talked about when I'm watching Jalen Williams, right? Jalen Williams does an unbelievable job
of its last 20
communicating this, right? Whenever Jalen Williams is the low man, he's either stepping up on the help or he's switching off depending on where he is on the floor.
And
I completely understand that Dante is a very good shooter.
4 losses.
And Naz Reid is here to try to either set up a shot for Dante, but there's just a massive miscom.
Gobert dunks it.
That's just awful. that's just awful defensively if you are the Indiana Pacers. So obviously it's preseason. And then, you know, let's get into the Anthony Edwards special, right? I mean, he's still gonna do the shit that he likes to do.
They had an 11-point lead earlier as Edwards launches and hits.
So he has literally showed you the entire repertoire in the first couple minutes of the game, in the first quarter of this game. So what can we expect from Anthony Edwards this year? I'll be honest with you, for him individually, anything outside of an MVP conversation, I think would be a failure to this in this season. Right? And that means if he's in the MVP conversations, that means that his defense is good. That means his offense has picked up even more. He's making his teammates better. A lot of positive things, I think, are signaled by him being in MVP conversations. And as a team, anything outside of the Western Conference Finals, I think, would also be a failure at this point, right? They got to the Western Conference Finals last season despite being a new team, despite getting rid of Karl Anthony Towns and kind of rehauling this team. I really do think anything outside of getting back to the Western Conference Finals is would probably be a failure for them. Oh, I don't want to do that to Ant. Why not? Maybe he needs that push. He is popular enough, but as much as I get on him, that's tough. Wait, hold on. I didn't say he should win it. Wait, hold on, Elijah. I didn't say he should win it. He just, I think he needs to at least be in the conversation. If he is not putting himself in the conversation, that's a problem. That's a problem. Jason Tatum's out. I really do think he needs to take that step. I mean, who the fuck else is gonna be SGA and Jokic? SGA, Jokic, and Luka. After those three, there is no definitive person that is in that MVP conversation. He needs to make himself at least the 4th or 5th player. Because there's been a lot of talks about, who would, it's funny, a lot of people are talking about who would you take in the league right now? Right? If you're building a team, who would you take? A lot of people saying Anthony Edwards, da 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 da. Well, then you better be in the MVP conversation, buddy. Like, you better, hey, like I said, you don't have to win. Yo ass better be in the convo. This is year 6. This is year 6. You've made it to the Western Conference Finals, what, twice already, right? Twice? Once, twice? Twice? No, twice already, right? Yeah, no, it's time for you to be in that conversation. I still think it's crazy how we can say these guys are going to be in that convo. No ball has been played. How do we know? Because we saw them last year, Elijah. Outside of an injury, outside of injuries, if he has been improving, I think he needs to put himself in that conversation. For as much as he talks, as good and as talented as he is, at some point you need to put yourself in that conversation. That's something that bugs me about awards. It can turn into storylines more so than production sometimes. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I get that, like, I get what you're saying, but if we said that anyone in these conversations, at least in the last couple years, weren't deserving to be in that conversation, I think we would be lying. I think you could argue that maybe like 2 years ago, the storyline for Jokic maybe took over the production and how great SGA was in the Thunder, but they were both deserving, right? Like I said, Anthony Edwards needs to take a step in his production, right? Because I guess what I'm saying is this: if he does the same shit last year, I don't think he's in the combo. If he does the same thing last year, I don't think he's in the conversation. Because we know what we're going to get out of Shea. We know what we're going to get out of Jokic. We're expecting something insane out of Luka. So 27 and what was it? Like 27 and 5 or whatever the fuck he was. It's not going to get it done. It's just not going to get it done. It's not going to get it done. Most of the time it works out, but there are years where a guy like LaMelo Ball, Jalen Brunson, and Trae Young deserve to be in those convos. And couldn't make the convo because they didn't have the story. I'll be honest with you. At least we'll just talk about the last 2 seasons, right? Because you were talking about production. This is the bottom line right now, because I keep referring to those 3: Shea, Jokic, and Luka. If you're not averaging essentially a triple-double, essentially a 30-point triple-double, then you got to at least average 30, be very efficient, and have probably the best team in the league. That's how Shea got into that conversation, right? And so if you're not producing as much as those guys, you're just going to have a really hard time getting in that conversation. Hey, hell, for as good as Jayson Tatum has been, right? His numbers, as great as they are, they're still not really comparable to what Jokic has been doing every fucking year, what Luka's been doing every fucking year, which, by the way, too, Joel Embiid, that MVP year was phenomenal. Didn't he average like 35 or some shit like that the year after? He just didn't make it to enough games. I mean, that's like you were talking about production. That's the production people are up against. Right? So when I say Anthony Edwards needs to be in that conversation, he needs to average 30. And they need to be a top 4 team in the West for him to enter that conversation. If they're not there and he's averaging like 28, I don't think he gets it. I don't think he puts his name in the hat. I'm just being real. And you could say that we haven't seen a dribble of basketball yet this year, but we're basing this off of last season, and guys are supposed to get better. And I get that, narratives could dictate some of this. But let's be honest, like Trae Young on the Hawks, like, come on. Are the Hawks really trying to win? And as good as Jalen Brunson has been, his numbers compared to those guys is just like if Jason Tatum didn't win it, if Jason Tatum didn't win an MVP doing what he's been doing, his numbers, how the fuck Jalen Brunson or Trae Young about to win it? Like, let's keep it a buck, man. Like Luka lost. Luka didn't win the MVP, averaging 33, 9, and 9. Like think about that. Luka did not win the MVP, averaging 33, 9, and 9. And he went to the finals that year. Didn't win the MVP. Right? So I do think, storylines could play a role in it, but production is a massive thing. It's a massive thing. And if you're not producing at the level of Jokic, Luka, and Shea, you're just gonna have a hard time. He's like broccoli. We know it's good, but it's boring to eat. Hey, man, chicken and broccoli fire. Now you make me want Chinese food, Bruce. Fuck. I haven't had good Chinese food in a long time. Which, by the way, ain't nothing like East Coast Chinese food. Ain't nothing like New York Chinese food, bro. I have never had Chinese food that tastes anything like Chinese food from New York, bro. Chinese food from New York got to be the best Chinese food of all time. I don't even think that's debatable, dog. I don't even think that's debatable. But East Coast Chinese food be godlike. And it's really like the New York, the tri-state Chinese food. That should be OD good. God, now I'm hungry. Fuck, now I'm hungry. Why you had to bring up food, Bruce? Why did you have to bring up food? Oh my God. Let's see. The rat flavor in the Chinese food in New York is good, I guess. Hey, Bruce, listen, whatever the fuck they doing, that shit is fire. Hey, whatever they doing, that shit is heat. Hey, man. Hey, it works. Whatever works. Whatever works, man. But that food is different. That should be hitting. Their chicken wing, everything be slapping. Oh my God. All right, now I don't think we can go much further without talking about this shit. So I want some guys to be in convos because there isn't much more that they can do, and it helps them get better contracts. I mean, I'm talking specifically. I also think, Elijah, Anthony Edwards is in a very different scenario than everybody else. You could name anyone else. I think Anthony Edwards is in a very different scenario. Off the eye test says this guy should be fighting to be the best player in the league. I'm not saying he should be doing that today or tomorrow. But again, if you're producing at a near MVP level, I think that is the natural progression of his career in year 6. Because how much time is he going to have? He's going to blink and it's going to be year 8. And if he's still not in that conversation, it's pretty much over, I think. I think that's what I'm getting at. I get that, we don't want to put so much pressure on these guys, but also who gives a fuck? Right? Like, I think it's a compliment to how good he actually is, at least for me. Right? I truly believe that he is that good that he should be in that conversation. And so if he is, I think good things are going to be happening for that team. Instead of fighting for MVPs, Edwards fighting baby mamas. Hey, he need to get that right, man. We can't be just throwing money we can't just be throwing money in fire, bro. Hey, some people must just not like money, dog. Some people must just hate the money that they make to just be throwing that shit away. Like, I don't give a fuck how much money you making. There is no way he is okay with just throwing 30 bands, 40 bands to because they fucked one night. Like, there is no way you are okay with that. At this point, and I'm not trying to go there, he might as well pay someone the 40 bands for the one night instead of 40 bands every month. At this point, right? He needs to guarantee a great time with no strings attached, and he needs to just start paying the 40 bands for the one night instead of paying the 40 bands every month. Dude dumping his liquid in every recipient. No, but that's the thing though, Bruce. Like, he needs to start, I'm sorry, he needs to start fucking with professionals. And not professional scammers, like professionals in that field. Yo, it's not even Friday. We gonna get in trouble. Hey, he need to start going to Vegas. Yo, buddy need to start going to Vegas. The fuck? Oh my God. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. We were in Vegas, right? We was in Vegas. Listen, bro. We were in Vegas, right? And I seen this dude, and he's probably like in his mid to late 30s or whatnot. Not the most fit guy. Receding hairline. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. And he was talking to, like, the women on the street, right? They damn near butt ass. He talking to them. Bro, I'm eavesdropping. He said, "Oh my God, I love your personality." I said, man, if you don't open your fucking wallet, bro. Hey, listen, I had to check my Google Maps and make sure I was in Vegas, because this motherfucker just said, "I like your personality." Dog, she don't give a fuck. Yo, some dudes be so lame sometimes. Oh my God. I would not go to Vegas right now. That place is going to get all your money, a bottle of water, $24. Bruce, he's throwing 40 bands a month already. He can get it done in one trip to Vegas and have a phenomenal time and go home with no problems. That's what he needs to do. At this point, Bruce, every other city is fucking with his money, bro. Like, God damn. Like, how y'all just throwing that much money away? Shit is crazy out here. But I think it's time. Y'all. I think it's time. We got to talk about the second decision. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, we got to cover it. Hey, I don't want to watch it again, but we're going to.
Well, everyone's on pins and needles across the country. You ready to go, LeBron? Where's the powder?
Left it at home.
LeBron, fans want to know where you're taking your talents this year. What's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is tough. In this fall, I'm going to be taking my talents to Hennessy VSOP.
VSOP. And this was the conclusion you woke up with this morning?
That was the conclusion I woke up with this morning.
Why?
Oh, dog.
I feel like it's gonna give me the best opportunity to win more at hosting. And not only that, win at signature cocktails, win at having a good time, win at impressing guests, win at making memories, win at making it look easy, win at leaving people wanting more.
Hey, when is the last time y'all have even had Hennessy, bro? I don't even. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't even remember the last time I ordered Hennessy, bought Hennessy. Listen, man. When we out and I'm drinking, I'm getting an old fashioned or a Manhattan. We not getting Hennessy. And the thing about this, and he could do whatever the fuck he wants, right? Obviously. And clearly he did. If he does decide to announce his retirement, I feel like this kind of took away from it. Because he trolled everybody and he playing. I feel like if he then makes an announcement later on, this might have taken a little bit away from that. LeBron and his toupee. Ah, boo! Everyone boo this man. Yo, Elijah, you are funny. It gets worse the second time around. Did he just do the crown gesture to the bottle? Yes, he in fact did do the crown gesture on the bottle. When they lose in the first round, please drop Hennessy. I don't drink, so I'm good. Oh, man, I commend you on that, dog. I commend you on that. I was like that for a while, and then I started drinking again. I was like that for a while. But then you know, I started drinking again. But and listen, you know, I seen people talking about, oh, this is great marketing because, you know, he used, you know, everyone talking about retirement. He used that to try to promote this. Cool, man. I get the line of thinking. What are you going to do when you retire? Maybe he does what I was saying, which I still don't think he will. But remember what I was saying at the end of last year? If he just plays out the year and not know, he's like, yo, I'm out. Hey, I'm out this motherfucker. I think that would be very commendable for me. But I feel like this kind of takes away from a potential announcement. And maybe he has something else in the cards. Maybe he wants to do something different. He doesn't want to do a decision that ties it back to one of the worst moments in his career, probably, right? And maybe this is his attempt in flipping the narrative on that. But I don't know. This was just weird. Like, this felt weird. I don't know. This felt weird. When people do bullshit like that, we don't be like, oh, Henny, we be like, this guy is dumb. And I think I've seen a couple people that were like genuinely upset at this also. And I know a lot of LeBron fans are going to buy Hennessy. I know a lot of LeBron fans are, for whatever reason, loving this. I just thought it was odd. Like, I just thought it was very odd. This absolutely watered it down. This shows me these NBA guys don't give a fuck. Him and KD don't care about none. Yeah, it wasn't even great production. Yeah, I don't... Because he called it the decision, right? Was there even another option? Like, like that was the part I was confused about. Who else was he gonna go to? Was he tied to another liquor? And isn't he more of a wine guy? He was with Lobos. I don't know, bro. I don't know. This is odd to me. Oh, by the way, speaking of drink, because when we were at my girl's family, this fucking, what is this? Bro, the best. This is so odd. The best tequila I have ever had was a Costco brand. Yo, when I tell you no hangover, I wasn't throwing up. I had an absolute fantastic time. The best tequila I have had is from Costco. Their Kirkland brand, their the signature Añejo, bro. Chef's kiss. That shit was fantastic. That shit was phenomenal. He should have done a deal with them. He should have done a deal with them. Shit. Shit. Like I said, I don't even know who drink Hennessy still. I don't even know who the fuck is still drinking Hennessy. Where is this, man? Let's take a look at this shit. The LeBron Cognac. This is $34.99 for 750 milliliters. Yeah, this ain't it, bro. This ain't it. Sorry. This ain't it. I don't know. I would say I'm being a hater, but hey, you don't like it either, Elijah. So I must not be that big of a hater this time around. But bro, he literally wasting our time, bro. No bullshit. He's wasting our time with that shit. Like, can we just get to the league? Can we just get to the year? Yeah, I was watching that shit like, yo, could we just get to the season, bro? Like, we got motherfuckers making Hennessy announcements. Can we not? But hey, man. Hey. It is what it is. Now let's. Ooh. Ooh. This is an interesting question. I just went on Reddit real quick. I want to hear from you, Elijah. Especially because of how much LeBron weighs and values this championship. But the question is, where would LeBron rank all time if he didn't win the championship with the Cavs? Let's say that Kyrie misses the shot and the Warriors win that game 7. Let's also assume LeBron still goes to the Lakers after 2018 and wins the ring there. Where would you rank LeBron all time? I wouldn't put him top 2, but he probably becomes number 3 all time. He'd be 3 or 4 all time. His rings with the Lakers would be enough to put him top 4. Where would you rank him if he didn't win with the Cavs? And I'm glad I saw him. What does that say? But to those that wanted to see him, he most likely skyrockets ticket prices. Oh, I saw that. I saw that too. Yo, I'm mad. If I was a LeBron fan and I bought those tickets expecting him to retire after the prices jumped up, I'm tight. I'm hot. If Bron didn't win his chip with the Cavs, he loses his legend. You really think so? You think so? The gap between 2 and 3 is the biggest gap on the entire list. Taking a ring from LBJ isn't nearly enough to close that gap. Steph would have 5 rings and probably 2 finals MVPs. He would be guaranteed to overtake Kobe, even enter the top 5. Draymond would have won that finals MVP, hence probably or probable suggests something is likely to happen. Steph was not likely to win that finals MVP. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, if everything else kind of stayed the same outside of that one series, let me think about this for a second, because he has 4 right now, right? Bron got 4, so he would have 3. But I think that doing the impossible and taking one from Steph proves he was the king of that era. Steph with 5 does sound insane though. Yo, tell me not. Like, Steph with 5 rings sounds insane, right? 5 rings sounds crazy. Saying Draymond Green has a Finals MVP plus Defensive Player of the Year award sounds nuts. He would definitely drop significantly. That was a defiant. Significantly? No. Bro, listen, even if he didn't win that title, I don't think there's a scenario where... I don't think that scenario would have taken LeBron out of the top 4. I think... All right, I'm going to keep it a buck. Here, I'll go full screen for y'all. If we're to go under this assumption, right? Under this scenario, Kyrie missed the shot, Warriors win Game 7, and then, you know, LeBron still goes to the Lakers and wins the ring. I would probably be a lot more on the Kobe second, right? Because right now I have him third. But realistically, like off of the eye test, Bron is probably still second. Probably. I'm saying probably because the side that wants to argue against him would probably be a lot louder, right? The Kobe fans would eat that shit up. I'm gonna be honest, I might say Kobe is better, maybe Magic and Bird. I'm not gonna lie, and I was like, for the longest time, Elijah, I think that's why I brought up the positions, like the positions the other day with Shea. But and even though Shea's actually a point guard, so I was dumb in that conversation. But for a long time, when LeBron was on his rise, I was like, what the fuck? Why he just jumping over? Why he just jumping over Larry Bird like Larry Bird wasn't him? A lot of people forget how good Larry Bird was. After seeing LeBron's career play out, LeBron is better than Larry Bird. And I know some people don't, you know, I mean, maybe because of the rings. I think regardless of whether he got that ring or not, I think he's still better than Magic. So it really comes down to the Kobe versus LeBron. And ultimately, I think when it comes to that, you could talk championship, you could talk whatever. I still think it comes down to preference. And, you know, I think right now where I've admitted in recent years, you know, Mike is my guy. Michael Jordan is the GOAT to me. He's number 1. And I don't even think, I'll be honest, I don't think there's anyone that can do that could change my mind when it comes to that, right? That's just me and my bias, and I'm being totally honest about that. But I have also said, if someone got LeBron number 1, like, I'm like, what am I going to do with that? But if he didn't win that ring, he'd probably be teetering between 2 and 3. But I'll be honest, I don't think it really changes it. Damn, he did say he thinks that's what made him the best player ever, huh? He did say that verbatim. He did say that verbatim. But I think the bigger conversation in this isn't whether LeBron gets knocked out of the top 4. I think Steph Curry easily gets in the top 10 if he has 5 rings and is working on his 6. I think that would be the bigger difference. I think that would genuinely be the bigger difference. I think it's less to do with whether or not LeBron gets knocked off, and I think it has more to do with adding to Steph's legacy, right? You know, that's just my opinion, because then he would be tied with Magic at 5. Exactly. That's why I think it drops him. Oh shit. But then imagine like I think they probably would have gassed up that they probably would have gassed up that they probably would have gassed that shit up way more. His Lakers ship if that were the case. Possible jump Steph to top 5. I mean, some people might. I don't know if I do, but he definitely gets top 10 for sure. For sure. All right, what is this? Let's keep rolling through let's keep rolling through Reddit for a little bit here, man. I love scrolling through Reddit. What is this? This is a highlight. Jokic makes a smart play. What is this? Let's see.
Marcus, he was ejected in
He's like, dog, get the fuck off of me.
Against Oklahoma City. Actually drew a big fine as he threw his
It's smart. That's smart. I'm telling you, Jokic does a phenomenal job of this. And I listen, I've been saying this for the last 2 seasons. He does an incredible job of drawing fouls like this. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's aware of scenarios. He's aware of situations. Like I said, anytime there is a flagrant foul, he will force a shot just to get a foul. He does a real great job of this, honestly, and I think it's really smart. Some people hate it. I love this.
Smart play by Jokic. When you can get 2 free throws without touching the ball, that just is smart basketball. He does this. Because
like realistically, there is no reason for you to have your hand on him.
was ejected.
Like, there's no reason. If you want to put a body on him, put a body on him. Don't put a fucking hand on him. So that's just really smart. That's just really smart. Jalen Brunson directs next coaching staffs and trainers and running sprints after practice. What does this mean? Oh my God. Get to it. Yes, sir. Get to it. Hey, man. It's funny because I hated running in practice, but obviously over the last couple years, I've really grown to love like running. But running in practice, sprints and suicides, I hated those. During Summer League, scouts executives almost unanimously felt that the Lakers wouldn't be able to recoup comparable value to the number 17 pick for Connect. Maybe 1 or 2 second-round picks after a rough preseason debut. Scouts left as pessimistic as ever, one even calling Connect a negative asset. Holy shit. Having already been traded once, Connect's availability wasn't considered a real secret in Las Vegas during Summer League. The Lakers desperately need a player whom teams desire close to as much as they desire the team's lone tradable first-round pick. But scouts and executives almost unanimously felt that the Lakers wouldn't be able to recoup comparable value to the number 17 pick they used when they selected Connect. Some felt the team might be able to get its hands on multiple second-round picks, while the most critical felt Connect would return just a lone second round. I think this is a JJ Redick issue. I think this is much less a management issue. I remember Earl Watson had this conversation nearing the trade deadline. Was it like for Markieff or some shit like that? He's like, we're going to run the offense through you so you can get traded. This is a conversation that I believe JJ Redick needs to have with Dalton Knecht, right? And that conversation being, hey, I get the scenario that you're in. I get what happened last year. The team is trying to get value out of you, and we want you to go somewhere and be successful. So this is what's going to happen. You're basically our 6th man, you and Marcus Smart. We're going to try to put you in spots to be successful so that you could be a positive asset. And let's try to get you as good of a season as we can. What the fuck just happened? Let's try to get you as good of a season as we can. And so, you know, we could end this as amicably as we can, but we'll see if they're able to do that. I think Russell Westbrook, Cam Payne, KJ Martin, Malik Beasley, and Alec Burks deserve their spots in the league. What team should sign each of these guys? I think Malik Beasley for sure. The fact that this guy said Beasley's the only one when Russell Westbrook's name is there is absurd. Your boy, Delano Benton. That's your boy, Elijah. That's your boy right there. I don't know where Russ should go, man. I feel like if he's not going back to Denver, I don't know how successful he's going to be. I'm just being honest. How does parity affect excitement of an NBA season? What? Hold on. Wait. I might need to go get a PhD before I read this shit. Wait, I need some water. You know when like you on Twitter or some shit or even on like Instagram and the motherfucker got a paragraph already. You hit see more and there's 14 more paragraphs. I start getting anxiety just by seeing it without even reading it. This is a continuation of a previous post using Unpredictable's excitement and tension data from 96 to 97 to 24-25. I want to explore the question, has the NBA regular season gotten less exciting? So let me get this straight. We're using numbers and statistics to determine an emotional reaction. Is that what this guy's doing? We are using numbers and statistics to determine our emotional reaction to something? Okay, I mean, hey, I'll read a little bit more before I'm fucking checked out. Let's see. Last time we made a cursory attempt at comparing excitement and tension across seasons by graphing the number of games in the top 100 and top 500 of excitement and tension. How the fuck do you even get that? Based on these two graphs, we have signaled that perhaps tension has decreased while excitement has increased. This potential change might be attributed to how the NBA has shifted to a faster pace, relaxed defensive rules, and an emphasis on three-point shooting. Leads can balloon quickly, which would reduce tension and disappear just as quickly, leading to more comebacks and therefore higher excitement. First of all, that's not how you spell higher. And closer games. While hypothesizing why this signal exists, another potential factor I thought of which could affect tension and excitement across an entire NBA season would be parity. Theoretically, if teams were more evenly matched, reflected by closer standing, games might be closer, resulting in higher tension, perhaps. This guy needs to go cure cancer, bro. Dog, he needs to go cure cancer. No, he needs to stop talking about parity in the NBA. This guy can cure cancer. I fully believe it. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about right now, but he can cure cancer. That means every team would be 40. What? Listen, I'm too stupid for this, bro. I'm too dumb for this. Listen, I'm not even gonna try. Delano, my guy, we know. No, we don't care. Should luck be factored in as an attribute when comparing players? Is luck not a valid reason to think one player is better than another? For instance, Luka is one of the best players today. People will often say that he got unlucky to be traded in his prime with an amazing roster around him, and he's unlucky to have faced a super team Celtics rather than the Pacers or Heat. Unlucky to have a middling Lakers roster with no easy paths to improve, but luck matters and winners tend to have it, right? Wait, Jordan lucked into a phenomenal team situation? This guy just don't. That Chicago Bulls team was dog shit. Dog shit. You think you score 28 points per game as a rookie if that team is fucking good? Yo, I just got a headache, bro. Like, bro, what the fuck did I just read? Jordan lucked into a phenomenal team situation? Brother. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Like, yo, am I faded? wait, is the LeBron Henny in this shit? Yo, a phenomenal team situation? That team sucked, bro. Listen, oh, he's a Utah Jazz fan. Ah, that makes sense. He's still hurt. He's still hurt. He mad hurt still. Hey, he bust y'all ass. It's okay. He was busting everybody's ass. Shit, man. Some people are fucking just wow.
That is it.
Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, that looks smooth. Okay.
That is it.
What in the Kevin Durant did I just watch?
So now, the ball control shows that you
Dog, this is not real. He makes Hakeem look small.
You confidence. This is, you know what you're doing. You know what you want. And you're gonna get what you want. Sell the baseline. They change direction. Right there. Right there. Right. You know the game is tight. You need a basket. You're playing tough defense, and you get an easy basket. Back here.
Yo, if he could get this little the dream shake, my God.
Right. Oh. You been doing that before? Just stuff right here.
Yo, right, I love how excited Hakeem is getting.
Yeah.
Don't let off-season workouts hype you, but Hemby has been putting in work. Listen, I don't. I feel like I'm getting a little bit hyped because as good as Wemby has been, at times he looks a little like the moves don't look as sharp, right? The moves don't look as crisp. If he can master a spin into layups, into dunks, but into shots as well, it might. Hey, listen, man, that plus Carter Bryant, they might be going crazy.
Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. That's to physical. Right, right there.
Yeah, he need more of that for sure. If he could do this consistently, because like realistically, like let's be honest, right? If he can get to the spot There is not a single person in the NBA. There is not 2 or 3 people in the NBA together, collectively, that could stop this.
So the first dribble.
And so now when he gets into that, right, if he's pop, and then he could spin the other way, and now he got a jumper, or he got a layup with the left hand. I mean, it could get spooky, man. It could get spooky for sure.
For sure, I don't get no momentum though. Like, that's you have to get lower. You gonna gain that by. You see right here. You start fighting there, then you give him that. But how do I back him down if we're already stuck to each other? You know. Drop your ass. Yeah. Yeah. You have to be able to brace yourself 3/4.
Wait, hold on. What was he asking right there? Because he said, how do I gain momentum, I believe is what he said, right?
For sure, I don't get no momentum, though. Like, that's, you have to get lower. You gonna gain that by. You see right here. You start fighting there, then you give him that. But how do I back him down if we're already stuck to each other, you know?
I think what Akeem is trying to say, and I don't know. I think he's saying if you can get this hook shot going over, you know, the left shoulder to the right hand, guys are going to favor the basket, and that will open up his baseline spin. And to your point as well too, Elijah, I think that to drop levels, right? Because now if he's down here and then he go up and all 7'4",
yeah.
There you go.
You have to be able to brace yourself 3/4. Yeah. As a base. That will help a lot in all these moves.
Rashard Lewis is 6'9". Like, this looks nuts. There you go. I love posting up. This is getting me hyped, dog. Right, you could tell the way, you know, Rashard he's trying to favor him going to the rim, you know, going towards the middle. The one dribble, opening him up to get back to the middle, phenomenal.
It's really difficult for him, all right? But on the weak side, not your man, you can get that all day. Yes. So your man, you know, they know you're there. You go pump fake. So don't just, if you shoot over, you take that.
Hey man, I feel like that's a lot more than we've seen out of wait. I think I gotta get off Reddit, yo. Elijah, I think this is enough Reddit for me. Yo, this guy just said the Bucks could have 7-peated. Hey Elijah, I think this is too much. Like I think we gotta get off, bro. Yo, this guy is way worse than you and Black Canadian when it comes to the Raptors. 2029 MVP, I am dead. The Bucks could have plausibly 7-peated if not for tragic circumstances. Like 2019, the Bucks were one possession away in Game 3 of taking a 3-0 lead. Thus would have gone to the finals and most likely have beaten the KD-less Warriors. COVID ruined a 70-win season by the Bucks, and they were never the same since the bubble. Plus, they were dealing with injuries and boycotting. 2021, we won this year. 22 played without Middleton and still took the Celtics to 7 games. They most likely would have beaten the Warriors, as no one can stop Giannis. Giannis injured in the first round, otherwise would have beaten the Heat and thus destroyed the... This guy must hate the Celtics. The Nuggets have no way to stop Giannis. 2024, Giannis didn't play. We would have obviously, obviously, right? Would have beaten the Pacers if healthy and at least gone to the conference finals for a 50-50 matchup against the Celtics. Admittedly, the least likely championship on this list. Yo, faded is just not this guy. I want whatever the fuck this guy's on. Dame not healthy, would have been humbled. The Pacers would otherwise and at least go to the finals. Bucks match up well against OKC as proven by the Cup game and likely win. Of course, some scenarios would require a bit of luck, but none of this is far-fetched. Dog, we talking about Pokemons now. In an alternate universe where the Bucks are fully healthy and COVID doesn't happen, Giannis could have easily been the consensus GOAT. The Knicks could have 20-peated if the NBA would put serious commissioners me in charge. Yo, this is the perfect first comment. This is the people that give me the energy I have. Bro, what am I reading on Reddit right now? What?
Boucher bumps him. Watch this. Watch Coach Mazzulla. He's going after Boucher. Got to be held back by Rob Williams. It does not get better than this.
So this was a game a couple years ago.
Joe.
And you gave Joe a little bump.
Yeah, I didn't even see him.
That was cool. I appreciated that.
It's great because Joe, as you know probably already, it has a little bit of a fiery personality and
I'm not gonna lie. I think I would want to crash out as a coach.
What would have happened if he got to you?
Probably would have got real.
On the arena, we're all competing to win, so yeah. I love that.
If Rob wasn't there, what happens?
Nothing. I mean, it's a classic hold me back moment. What am I gonna do? I'm the head coach. I can't do anything. But
what would
it's
you
cool
want
to fake it at a time.
Hey,
to be honest with you,
that's some real shit by Joe.
I probably would do that again and again and again.
Really?
I mean, it's just who I am. I didn't see him on that one, but I promise you that it probably would have happened at one time, and I saw you for sure. But on this one, I didn't see him, and I think we were down 20, so I wasn't really focusing on him at all.
The world is soft. The league is soft.
He said, hey, I do that shit again and again and again.
You know, when you can have interactions and moments, I think those things test your competitive nature, and so I appreciated the fact that he did that.
Watching him live is crazy. Facts.
I respect that he did it, and when we signed him, I told him that you know, we only signed you to get payback for what you did 2 years ago, and to watch your back.
For a lot of coaches, it'd be like, "Whoa, why would he do that?" But for Joe, it's endearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, have you guys talked about this yet?
Yeah, this first thing he said. He was like, "I remember when you bumped me," and I didn't know where he was taking it from, but he said that. That's like the type of guy that he likes. Like, you know, he wants guys that like it's us against everybody, and I think that is just like a mentality that I have, and I think.
Hey, I fuck with this, man. I like that. That's definitely way better than this bullshit I just read. The Jaylen Brown paradox is going to be interesting to see what Brown looks like as the go-to guy next season. Something occurred to me while contemplating his viability as a number one option. What if he's much better as a number one guy than as a number two? I don't think it's very likely, but I don't think it's impossible either. I don't just mean that his numbers go up either. He would have to maintain current levels of efficiency while taking 25 shots or so. His playmaking is his greatest hurdle to being great number one option. I wonder if being the focal point of the opposing team's defensive pressure could actually help him as a playmaker. He would draw better defenders without Tatum, but the more attention you draw, the easier it is to be a playmaker. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Like, just because you're drawing double teams and drawing more attention, if you haven't had enough practice under those circumstances, then what are you basing his success off of? If you haven't seen him consistently get blitz on pick and rolls, on isolations, and have seen him make the right plays time and again, what are you basing this off of that all of a sudden it's easier to be a playmaker? Oh, I didn't know it was easier to make a pass with two motherfuckers in front of you. Like, some motherfuckers have never played, and it shows. If this happens, what does Boston do in the 27 season? If it is revealed that everyone was right and there is too much redundancy between Brown and Tatum, do they trade him? Do they reorient the offense around him? Do they force him back into his old role? I think reorienting the offense definitely is going to happen, but I could see the other two outcomes being very likely. Would he be able to handle going back to being a second option? If he were traded, what would his value be, assuming he averaged something like 28, 7, and 6 on 3 turnovers? like the notion that you could just start getting double teamed tomorrow, and you haven't been getting double teamed in the last 8 years of your career, and you all of a sudden know what to do in all of those scenarios. Not to say that Jaylen Brown has never gotten double teamed, because he's obviously one of the best players we have in the league. But this notion that he's all of a sudden gonna become Jayson Tatum because he's in Jayson Tatum's role, I think is just it's not that easy. It's not that simple. He's trying to solve an issue not there. What if a good squad steals all day spots? No, for real. I mean, it's still under investigation. I don't see why he wouldn't play. We still got more to see on that. Giannis only has 8 playoff series wins. I'm going to put that in perspective. LeBron has 41. Duncan had 35. Kobe had 33. Shaq had 32. Durant has 22. Kawhi 19. Tatum 15. Jokic 10. Giannis is 8-8, and I think he's looking at this saying, I just want to be in the playoff past April 30.
Playoff series wins. I'm going to put that in perspective. LeBron has 41. He's 41 playoff series wins. Tim Duncan has 35. Kobe had 33. Shaq had 32. Durant, 22. Kawhi is 19. Jayson Tatum is 15-7 in the playoffs. Jokic has 10. Giannis is 8-8. And I think he's just looking at this like, I'm just tired of, I just want to be in the playoffs. I just want to keep playing past, April 30th. And I think it's
actually, wait, hold on. We got to pull this up because I just remembered this. I just remembered this. So let's take a look at this and then we'll probably get off after this.
Sources told me that the New York Knicks emerged as the team in August that Giannis Antetokounmpo wanted to play for if he were to be traded outside of Milwaukee, if these two sides could reach agreement on a deal. And so the Bucks also picked up that phone call that the Knicks made. And I was told essentially from one source that this was an exclusive negotiating window that the Knicks had over multiple weeks in August. Leon Rose, the Knicks president, called John Horst, the Bucks general manager. These sides had multiple conversations. Offers were made, but there are two sides to this. The Bucks, I'm told, believe that the Knicks did not even offer a deal strong enough to continue these conversations. The Knicks believe, I'm told, that the Bucks never seriously considered a trade of Giannis Antetokounmpo this summer, and this all stems from the facts that Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Bucks still believe, is a guy that can help them right now win a championship. They still want to win with Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's what I'm told. John Horst told Giannis Antetokounmpo in their face-to-face meeting in late July that we can still win here with you, but clearly Giannis Antetokounmpo aired his level of concern as well with the roster. And so that's where these two sides are at. And people in New York have known, going back to 2024, that if this point ever came, Giannis Antetokounmpo might actually want to play in New York. So they've had knowledge that this is a possibility for a little bit of time here. They had a window, no deal.
We're heading into training camp. Giannis has just joined this team in Milwaukee. He said when he got there, he told reporters meeting with them in person for the first time, he's excited about the youth of this group. Is there still a pathway?
So for the Knicks exclusive window, that window has shut. When we talk about windows, let's shut.
Okay, we back. Oh. Oh shit! I didn't even know I didn't even know I could do that. All right, we're back. We got disconnected for a second, but we are back. I will say, the people that think that we're just gonna get Giannis, and we're not coming off of a Brunson or a Cat, I think is absurd. And I genuinely think that Giannis is out of Milwaukee. I think this is a ticking time bomb. I think he's out of there. Where he goes, whether he ends up playing in Europe, I think there were reports that his family is already in Greece. His family's already in Athens. So who really knows? I mean, I would love to get a Giannis with a Brunson. I think it'll work better than it did with Dame. But I thought that Dame and Giannis was a match made in heaven, and that clearly did not work out. But I think that's gonna do it for us today, man. Hey, listen, I just figured this out. I didn't even know I could do that. Listen, before I get out of here, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate y'all. I've been really enjoying these longer streams. I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do on Friday. Maybe we'll get on like 2K or some shit, or Call of Duty, and just vibe out and hang out. Unless we got a ton of shit to talk about. Dame and Giannis was a terrible match, but you know, going into it, because of Dame's ability to shoot, I thought it was perfect. They just could not make it work. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. I don't know what they were doing. Dame has done anything he wanted his whole career, and you throw him with Giannis. I mean, typically, you know, good players can kind of figure it out, at least to have some success. I'm not saying that they didn't have any success, but the way it looked just looked a lot worse than what we were expecting. It was just a very weird mix. Like, you would think a very good three-point shooter could make it work with Giannis, but that just was not the case. Their pick and rolls looked awkward. Everything just looked awkward when it came to them playing. I think Giannis is gonna have a hell of a year this year. Dame was never a guy you can GPA or with Giannis. Jalen may be able to adjust. Steph can adjust. Never took Dame as that guy. I mean, Steph might be the one. Steph might, because Steph will let Giannis play point guard. Right? I think that is the thing. From the jump type snow match. I think Steph would be the one. I think Giannis needs to be in a scenario where he's the point guard. He's the point guard of the team. He's the primary ball handler. He's initiating offense, and his gravity would open things up for a Steph Curry, and Steph's off-ball movement would be phenomenal. I think in the Warriors, there would be so many cutting lanes for Giannis. I would hate to see what that looks like. I would genuinely hate to see what that looks like if I'm the rest of the league. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But, hey, listen, I feel like going through this Reddit read today took years off of my life, so I'm going to get off. But, hey, man, Elijah, I say it every time, you are the fucking GOAT, man. I really appreciate you so much. You have no idea. I really, really, really do appreciate you. And to everybody else that joined in, Bruce was in here. Derpy was in here. Thank y'all so much, man. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to try to figure out what we're doing Friday, because I can't wait for the season to start, but we can't just keep talking about preseason. So thank y'all so much. Oh, before I get out of here, who you got tonight? I hope Phoenix wins just so the series can extend, but I really do think the Aces are going to take this game. So we'll see. And I think if they do win, I want to say Asia has another big game, but I'm kind of feeling another Jackie Young big game. This is feeling like a Jackie Young Finals MVP. But we'll see if I'm right on Friday, man. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Y'all could have been anywhere on the internet, but y'all were here with me, and I really, really, really appreciate y'all for that. So thank you so much. I'll see y'all on Friday. Y'all have a great rest of y'all Wednesday. Stay safe. Have a good time. Is it true that people aren't watching? I think we'll have to wait to see what the ratings and numbers look like after the finals. I don't know if they'll have that right now. Let's see. Let's see. 2025 finals. Let's talk about the last year's finals. The viewership for the WNBA Finals in 2025 is projected to be significant, with 1.4 million viewers on ABC, marking a 13% increase from the previous year, making it the biggest season in WNBA history in terms of viewership. Additionally, the overall 2025 WNBA season averaged 969,000 viewers across ESPN networks, ION and CBS, reflecting a 3% increase from 2024. So Game 1 apparently set a record, 2.5 million viewership record in Game 1 of the WNBA Finals. So I don't think that's necessarily true. I think you're probably just hearing it from people that aren't watching. But I think the people that aren't watching weren't going to watch regardless of who was in there or what was going on. So I don't really think they matter. I think there's a lot of negative media shit that we've seen when it comes to the WNBA. People are really trying to push that narrative, but we'll see what happens at the end of it, man. We'll talk about numbers once the WNBA finals conclude. But yeah, man, have a great rest of y'all day. I'll see y'all on Friday. Y'all have a great one. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, man. And I'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one, man. Peace.